call it biohacking, so longevity plays. So it's all good benefits for the body to extend your lifespan. After like age 30, our bones get weaker and weaker. We're not doing anything to stimulate the bone growth. When people come to us, they stress the bones. You do have to feed it. Within 6 sessions, they were able to get rid of their cane, which is pretty cool.
Why do you think that people wait till they're a little bit older to start doing some bone training?
That new bone growth that you get, it'll last you for another 30 years.
Welcome to the Keyconceptspodcast. Today we're talking about bone health. Everybody thinks about working out the outside of their body, but rarely do they ever think about working out the inside of their body. So if you've ever wondered how strong your bones actually are and what you can do now to protect your future ability to move around, this conversation is for you. Today, we're joined by our special guest, Aaron Provenzel, the owner of OsteoStrong in Rancho, Cordova. And Aaron, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
For someone who has never heard of OsteoStrong and doesn't really know much about bone health, how would you explain it?
OsteoStrong is a health and wellness business. We kind of primarily focus on building bone density for people. So as we age, after about age 30, our bones get weaker and weaker over time. So we've got specialized equipment that people come to our facility for about 10 to 15 minutes once per week. And what we do is we emulate high impact stress onto the bone in a safe fashion that's going to stimulate growth.
What made you get into this industry in the first place?
Tony Robbins is a part owner of OsteoStrong. He's a big believer in it. And so my wife and I wanted to go try one out. So we went looking for an OsteoStrong location, and the closest one to Sacramento was either Reno or the Bay Area. So we felt pretty compelled to do something for the Sacramento area because nobody was really offering anything for people in the Sacramento area to improve their bone health.
For people that don't know what osteoporosis is, like what is that?
So it's pretty much the degradation of your bones. So the more air pockets you have, the weaker the structure is of the bone. So that's kind of what you get over time. And the only way to really tell your bone density score is to get like a DEXA scan. A DEXA scan is a body composition scan, but they give you a T-score in your bones. It's kind of your density score of the bones.
How would you explain the differences from traditional working out at a gym versus what you guys do?
To trigger bone growth in your hips, you need 4.2 multiples of your body weight. And for your legs, it's 7 multiples of your body weight. So it's very difficult to do in a gym setting. So with our equipment, you can get that amount of load onto the bone safely and stimulate growth that way.
Let's say someone walks into your OsteoStrong Rancho Cordova location for the first time. Can you walk me through what does that session look like?
Usually when people come in for the first time, we ask them to block out at least an hour because we want to give them a full facility tour, show them exactly what we offer, and kind of walk them through the process. And then we offer a free session. So people actually get to try out the equipment, see how it all works. And that way we can kind of explain. So it takes a bit of time to do all that.
For those that don't know what a DEXA scan is, it sounds like it does the bones. We got that down, but it also sounds like it does other things as well.
A DEXA scan takes about 5 minutes to do. So it's just scanning your body kind of top to bottom. And it'll give you your bone density score. It'll give your muscle mass, your fat content, visceral fat content as well. That's kind of your fat around your organs, which you want to try to keep that low. They'll sit down with you, go over the scan results. The other thing they kind of look at is if you got more muscle mass on one side of the body, they'll kind of recommend, hey, work out this side a little bit more. That way you can kind of even things out.
Do you know for that DEXA scan, does insurance cover that type of thing?
Most of the time, insurance companies don't pay for DEXA scans until you get up to like 65 years old. It's kind of a little too far to wait that long, I think, personally, to get that type of information. I think it's important to get it when you're younger and kind of you can work on things before you get to those older ages.
For someone who does have low bone density, though, what are the things that they should be concerned about?
The more fragile your bones are, people kind of restricts what people can do and what they feel comfortable doing. I mean, people that have severe osteoporosis, they're afraid to even pick up their grandkids and play with them because they're afraid of breaking something. So you don't want to get to that point. So that's why I try to encourage people, hey, get yourself checked out when you're younger. If you're starting to get on the low end of bone density, work on it now so you don't have to worry about it when you get older.
Yeah, within a year of a break, when people are a little bit more elderly, they typically pass away.
When you break a hip, you're kind of immobile. So people get stuck bedridden. They fall into depression. I mean, just mentally, it goes downhill and their body tends to shut down. And like my wife's grandfather, he just broke his hip and he died within 2 weeks of breaking the hip. I mean, it's just more of a mental thing, I think. And just your body just kind of shuts down after that.
Is it safe for me? Will my injuries kind of prevent me from activating that bone growth?
We may need to reach out to your doctor and get clearance, kind of explain what we're going to be doing. But most of the time, people can use our equipment. Even if people have had injuries or if they are going in to get like a knee replacement or something, we do recommend using our equipment to kind of strengthen that area even before you get your surgery, just because it could help with your healing. You can heal much quicker and it may be easier for the doctors to do the replacement because the bone around it is going to be stronger.
Is 10 to 15 minutes really long enough? How does that work in such a short amount of time?
Working out a gym is very different. So you're mostly working the muscles when you're working at a gym. So you are going to get some benefit for bone stimulant. But like I said, you're not getting the amount of force that's needed to stimulate bone growth.
So really the difference is you're working out your muscles rather than your bones, which is why it takes so much time in the gym. But it sounds like these machines that people use, whether it's the leg press or the hand press and so on, those are really focused on the bone itself. So you don't really need those hours at a time to stimulate that bone growth.
Exactly.
How many sessions does it take to actually get and see some bone growth?
1 year of using OsteoStrong, I went from a 0.4 to a 1.0, which when you get into the 1 and higher, that's kind of the excellent range of bone density. So within a year, I was able to make a pretty significant increase. Everybody's body's going to be a little different where they start and where they want to end up. Some may be shorter, some may be longer, but the average is about 2 years from where people start and where they want to be.
Gotcha.
It's not something you have to do
And
forever.
you said this lasts for 30 years, typically when you build bones?
Yeah, so the new growth that you get, it'll last you for another 30 years. So that growth lasts a very long time. So it's pretty neat that it'll last that long.
Are there other alternatives to bone growth? Is there like supplements and diet and things like that?
Well, just like working out muscles. So when you stress the muscle, you do the micro tears, but you need protein to actually build that muscle. So the same concept is with bones. So when people come to us, they stress the bones. You do have to feed it. We partner with a company called AlgaeCal. It's a calcium supplement made from algae, very easy for the body to process. And using AlgaeCal and our OsteoStrong equipment, we can actually provide a guarantee. AlgaeCal will do a guarantee that you'll improve your bone density. And then we're working on a guarantee program as well with OsteoStrong. So within 18 months, we'll get them set up on the OsteoStrong equipment. We'll get them the supplementation that's needed, and then we'll be able to guarantee improvement in their bone density.
Do you have a story you could share of someone's life that changed, that joined OsteoStrong?
One of our clients had come in, they had to use a cane to walk, to get around. And I think within 6 sessions, they were able to get rid of their cane, which is pretty cool to be able to change someone's life that much.
Wow. So really getting their mobility back. What kind of people typically see the most dramatic improvements? Is it more of the elderly or more of the younger folks, or is it just a mix?
A lot of the younger crowd, they haven't quite caught on to the fact of bone density. So we don't have a lot of younger people coming to us. So I'm trying to get out and do education, do presentations to kind of educate people about the importance of bone density. So maybe they can work on it when they're younger, not have to worry about it when they get older. But most of our clients are on the older side.
Have you heard of any other non-obvious benefits by people just joining and doing this thing that they may not have expected or anticipated?
I know of one example of a power lifter. So they lift lots and lots of weight, and they came to OsteoStrong just to try it out. And they were actually able to improve their lifting. I mean, they've been lifting for years, but within, I think, 6 to 8 weeks of working with OsteoStrong, they were able to lift a lot more weight. So it's pretty remarkable what can be done. The thing about bone density, it doesn't matter how much you work out, your muscles will never become stronger than your bones. Your mind will not allow it to become that way. Otherwise, you'd be able to break yourself just from working out. So that's the other thing is if your bones are weak, your muscles will automatically be weak over time.
What expectations should people not have when going into doing some of these bone exercises?
Well, it's not going to happen overnight. So just like going to the gym, if you just go once, you're not going to see improvement. So it's something that you've got to work at over time.
Do you have any additional like tips or tricks or suggestions for health and wellness?
Nutrition is really important. Making sure you're eating properly, feeding the body properly. That's important. Staying active, maybe just getting out there, any type of movement.
What happens with people that gain a lot of weight? How does that impact the bones?
So actually, the heavier actually is better for the bones because you're stressing the bones more, but it's not good for your overall health. So losing weight is good, trying to get the body fat content down, but you do need to stimulate the bones. We're not doing, after like age 30, our bones get weaker and weaker. We're not doing anything to stimulate the bone growth. So
why do you think that people wait till they're a little bit older to start doing some bone training?
Kind of out of sight, out of mind. I mean, you can't see your bones. A lot of people don't even get checked unless something happens. Maybe they broke something out of the blue. They maybe had fallen and their doctor's like, well, you really shouldn't have broken a bone at that point. So let's go get a DEXA scan. So that's when the insurance may pay for a DEXA scan to be done because they kind of broke something that really shouldn't have broken during that fall or whatever. So that's where they kind of find out that they've got a low bone density score. But most people aren't getting tested, so they don't really know where their bones are at.
If someone's on the fence about doing some of the bone density training or joining OsteoStrong, what would you say to them?
I would just encourage them to get a DEXA scan. Just get it checked out. If they are a low bone density and they're afraid to come to us, they should just at least come and do the free session. I mean, you've got a coach one-on-one with you the entire time you're going through your session. So there's always someone there making sure you're set up properly and they're not going to get hurt or injure yourself. So it's very safe.
What about people and their pets? Do they ever ask about their animals? Like, hey, I want to bring my animal in to get their bone density up or give them some bone density training?
We haven't yet. No, not yet.
Well, I just suggested a new a new expansion for your business. Start getting the pets on some of this stuff. Aaron, what are your social media contacts? Where can people find your location and your website?
Yeah, you can give us a call. We're at 916-898-2142. And our website is OsteoStrong, RC for Rancho Cordova.com. And that'll take you to our website. And you can read about, we've got a video on there, kind of walks you through all the equipment that we have. We've got testimonials. We've got site for the white papers, all the case studies that have been done and so forth.
We have a segment where we have the last guest leave a question for our next guest. So the question I have for you is, in whatever you are doing, how much value, if any, are you willing to give without getting anything in return?
Well, we do free sessions. So we definitely want to invite people in, whether they're going to join us or not. We want them to at least try it and experience it and see if it's going to be a good fit for them. So we don't expect anything in return from that. We just want to educate people and see if it's a good fit for them.
Aaron, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing everything about bone density, bone training, and bone health. It's been really a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Most people wait until something breaks before they pay attention, but the message today is clear. Strength is something you build before you need it. Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of the Keyconcepts Podcast. We'll catch you on the next one.
Great.